Hello and welcome to episode 22 of Ken Plays Crash Landing. So last time we left off, we just finished the reactor and we need to hook it up to some sort of control system to turn it on and off, which is not too hard. We'll do that. I don't know if we'll automate this or not. That's going to be super easy to run inventory cable over. The power tap's the big thing. You saw the reactor last time. It puts out about 10,000 RF per tick when we turn it on here. I don't want to run it past the buffer because then we're just wasting power, but we got up real close to 10,000. I'm just going to shut it off now. And so the problem is everything we've been doing so far is these hardened energy conduits, and they only do 400 RF. So if I run this up, it can only put out 400 RF. If we start using more than 400 RF per tick in the base, we can't get it any faster. So we really need Redstone conduit, which can do 10,000 in this mod pack. It's at different amounts in different mod packs, but Redstone conduit's 10,000 here. So we need Redstone conduit from here and up, and then we have some... Went too far. No, I didn't. Didn't go far enough. So I've got 3 Redstone energy cells here. Each one of those can do 2,000, so 2, 4, 6 in the bottom and 6 out the top. So do we make more of those? No, we're not going to use more than 6,000 RF per tick. So from the bottom, I want all the way to the reactor to be redstone. It takes more of the hardened glass, which is more of the pulverized obsidian, and I've been having to make the obsidian by hand, and that's the reason I didn't use more reactor glass. So what we're going to do first is we're going to make an igneous extruder, and I've already had everything ready to go there. And I've already got a spot for it. It's got the Steve's cable was here, so I just extended it one, and we already had power down there, so stick this here. And yeah, it's all hooked up. What this thing does, if you give it a bucket of water and a bucket of lava, it makes cobblestone for free. We don't need that, we've already got a cobble gen. If you give it a bucket of lava and keep feeding it more and more water, it'll keep making smooth stone. If you give it a bucket of lava and water, it makes a piece of obsidian. Each time, though. Each time it needs more water and obsidian. Now, the lava outside, I'm trying to go up, we're already up. The lava outside we're making just from cobblestone, and cobblestone costs us nothing. So we can make lava all day. The water's the only thing that costs us, and that's just leaves from the tree farm, and all I have to do is make sure that we have leaves. We've actually got 4,000 leaves, and that means, of course, that our drum of water's full, so that's a lot of water. So we can make obsidian pretty well. So what I need to do real quick, I'm going to just do it off camera and then show you. I'm going to set up the Steves to send liquids. So let me do that. Alright, real simple program here. Liquid input, and we already have the thing set up to automatically give us lava and water into those drums. So I'm just pulling out of the lava drum, send it to the extruder, pull out of the water drum, send it to the extruder. So let's go over here. It might not have worked yet because of the side. I might have to change this. No, and we're making cobble, which I don't want, so tell it to make obsidian. And there we go. Okay, so now we're going to make obsidian. Yeah, because the back was the input. That's where I told Steve's to go, was to input the fluids in the back, so that's why it worked. So let me let a little bit of obsidian cook up, and then we'll continue. There should be enough obsidian to get us started. What we've got to do to make the hardened glass is we have to just turn around and pulverize it. Let me make sure this side's off. Okay, I made something the other day, and I wasn't paying attention, and the pulverizer was kicking it out, and the furnace was smelting it back to where it started, so I don't think that would work with this. But so we're going to take this stuff, and we're going to go back to one of these machines, right? This one, yeah. It's already got some lead, so I brought a bunch more lead, and let me think, are these by each other? Okay, so I could input from the right, output to the left, input from the right. That should work. Yeah, there we go. So that's going to cook us up some hardened glass, and we need that for redstone conduit, which is somewhere here. And 2 electrum and a hardened glass gives you 6. So that was quite a bit that I made, but we might need more, and I'm in dire need of some water. There we go. And the other thing you have to do, if you might have seen that real fast, get some of that. I think I already probably had some. That's just to make the frame. Then once you have the frame, you got to put it in the fluid transposer, which are a bunch of redstone. So I just brought a stack of redstone. And we'll get that going in here. Start filling that up, and we got a bunch of glass. That's probably enough, huh? Let's just stop it. Oh yeah, that's a lot. Okay, we'll let that go. Come back over here and make our frame. Oh, I don't have Electrum. I made a bunch of this Electrum and Invar in the last episode, probably halfway through the episode, but I didn't show it. And there we go. How much do we need? Let's start with that. Can always make more. The only thing the Obsidian's costing us is we just have to watch the leaves, and if the leaves get low, I got to turn on the farm. But other than that, so what are we doing here? Putting these in. There we go. And you can tell each one needs redstone, so it takes a bit of redstone to do this. And I don't know exactly how many we need, because we're going to have to get rid of all of that all the way up, and we're going to have to get rid of these things, and then replace those three. So that's a fair amount. We could probably start doing that now. We're going to just be running on the redstone energy cells. Bye-bye. Oh, well. Do I have anything I could put as a block? A piece of obsidian. Let's try the glass. As fun as that would be. Oh, no, wait. How did I... Oh, because it's multi-block now? That's interesting. Yeah, okay. I mean, I had that there, obviously. Let's see if we can... if I knew where I was going. Oh, as I fall off the edge. Okay. Boom. And we don't need this Steve's cable. I'm going to just stand on this. Going to drive my way down here. And take a little fall. We don't need sound mufflers anymore. Where did I put this at? Here. Doesn't exactly line up nicely, does it? Oh man, make a mess of it. There? Yeah, let's do that. Let's fix this weird light. I don't like when the lights are floating. Just bothers me. I don't know that we need it anywhere, but is that one floating? No. Okay, so there's our redstone. So this thing should be... I can't click on that. Get rid of that. It must have already filled up these. Yeah, so that's just what little we're using in the base is what's slowly coming out of the buffer. So you can tell that is going to have to empty, and then those. So we've got a long time before we have to worry about that. Okay. That means we have like a ton of redstone conduit. Okay, so let me just get rid of this stuff. This is not the right place, but I'll fix all this later. Okay, so then the other thing we need to make is I need my bar back. We're going to do a Rednet Controller and some Rednet cable, which is just a bunch of redstone and plastic. And I don't need much of this. Let's just do 2 of those. And we're going to do this. I should have a piece of glass. Just 1, please. I don't need that many. And this thing's pretty neat. It kind of does some of the stuff Steve's does. I hadn't really thought about trying to do this with Steve's. I don't see any reason why I couldn't. I would need 2 Rednet ports, or I would have to make a redstone receiver and, I don't know what it's called, transmitter. Let me see here. I know there's 2 of them. Redstone receiver and redstone emitter. Because I need to be able to receive and emit a signal. So you can do that with Steve's. You can combine things together. We haven't done that just because it takes more resources. I could do that, or I could just make 2 of those, or, you know, there's all kinds of things. There's a million different ways you could do this. Oh, that's a housing. We totally made the wrong thing, didn't we? I need this. Oh yeah, see, that's a little more expensive. Take 2. Okay, so like I was saying, programmable Rednet controller. I went ahead and set this up just to make sure I got it to work. So to control the reactor, you could just manually turn it on and off, or you could use a Rednet port. There's also a Redstone port, and there's a computer craft port. So I'm using the Rednet port. You've got a whole lot of options here, and you can assign things to a whole lot of colors for the Rednet port. The Redstone one doesn't look like this because there's only one thing you can do with Redstone. It's either, you know, on or off, or it's got a level 1 through 16. The Rednet, there's all these colors, and we can assign things to colors. So what I did was I assigned output energy amount percentage. So this reactor has an internal battery. If it's at 80% full, this thing's going to put out 80 on the white channel. And then here what we've got is the control rod. So input, so that's an input, change control rod insertion. So if I sent a signal of 0 on orange, it would set the control rods down 0, which means they're up all the way, so the reactor would run at full power. So what we do with this, it's ridiculously simple. I just use it as pass-through, and I just say whatever's on the white from the up, pass through to the orange on up. That's it. Something's coming down white, send it back as orange. I'm just changing colors with it. So when the reactor, let's say we're at 0% battery, so we need a lot of power. It sets the control rods to 0, the reactor runs full blast. As the thing starts to fill up, when we're 50% full, it'll put the control rods down 50%, and then we're at half power. When you're at 99% full, well, then the control rods are down 99%. So the fuller it gets, the less power it makes. And what it ends up doing, and I've had it on, you just leave it on continuously, it ends up filling this up almost full, 98.2, and then it just hovers there. So you can see 241 RF per tick. That's what we're using continuously. If I suddenly turned a whole bunch of more stuff on, oh, well, I've got a huge amount of buffer here. And this is also going to then kick up and start making more power. So the reactor's just always going to be on. And the real nice thing about it, before we were 0.1, now we're 0.005. So we're not using very much yellorium. So that's good. Now our fuel reactivity is down at 200. Earlier we were at 400, and so the higher this is, kind of the more efficient you are. So I don't know efficiency-wise if this comes out better, but I like it because the reactor's always on, everything's always full, and you got lots of power available. So we can use anywhere from 0 to, you know, well, technically like 6,000 RF per tick. Up to here, we'd have to replace this. So that's the reactor. It's on, and we've got power, and I think I got everything connected up properly. Yeah, so we're good to go there. So the power system is done. That was definitely one of the things I wanted to get done here. So let me clear all this stuff out of my inventory. The igneous extruder finished and shut off because it's got 64 obsidian, so I just wanted to come out and see how much water we used. So that's not bad. It should, I don't even know if it's getting into this yet. No, it's not. I think there's a bunch of leaves still outside in the chest. At least I'm assuming I programmed it to pull leaves out of that barrel when I switched it around. Let's see. Yeah, so that's why it hasn't. That's fine. So what are we going to work on next? We had, you know, we were going to get into, yeah, I was looking at that. This really, so that's going to be big. The turbine, we're definitely not going back to the city right now. I don't even want to think about that. So let's not talk about that. So here we need to get into an AE system and a bunch more MFR machines, and this is good. We've got plenty of resources. We got that all set up. We got plenty of power now. We've got that set up. I love AE, so that's going to be exciting. The other thing would be to finish off the pneumatic craft, which we probably should do because that's more logical. We've also got the creating life, and I need to send some more stuff. So let me see, 40 buckets. Yeah, I think they were all 40, weren't they? So I would need 120 buckets of mob essence to get those 3 animals. What are we at here? 95. Okay, so maybe we'll do that by the end of the episode, or we'll do that next episode. We'll get that knocked out, because all I need is the pigs to make bacon, and I have everything else for a hearty breakfast, because I've already got the blueberry pancakes, and I already had it set up to make potato cakes and fried eggs and orange juice and the pancakes. And I think that might have been it. Was the jelly involved? I don't know. I just needed bacon. Not that it matters, it's just, it's exciting to have a party breakfast. Why not? So we could do this, or we could do this, and I'm kind of more excited about the AE system. Probably logically we should do that and just finish it, but I really like the AE system. So we've got to make an ME chest and a 1K storage, and they're going to give us this stuff, which is not that important, and then it looks like we'll probably make the controller there. So I imagine we'll want to just make all that. What do I need here? An auto packager? Could probably make that real simply. Finish that quest off, and I might be able to finish that one. And we'll need those once I get the animals. Let's do this real quick. What's the take to do the auto packager? We're using basically Steve's factory manager to do anything that the auto packager would do. Oh, that's pretty simple. Let me get this stuff real fast. Alright, I went ahead and finished that and claimed it off camera, kind of on accident. Apparently didn't press the record button, so you missed that, but nothing very exciting. So we got that done. I want to start getting into the AE because I really like AE, and I want to get rid of all these chests. We'll keep all these barrels because we're not going to build that many things, but we can switch them over to storage buses maybe. Maybe we won't. Who knows what we'll do. Don't want to click on that. But I definitely want to get into the AE system. Now, in order to get into AE, what we need is we end up needing quite a few things. We need Certus quartz, which we've got some. That's a decent amount. We've got the Certus quartz dust. That's good. Nether quartz. Don't have much of that, do we? And I think that's because, let me check here, is it we get that from soul sand? Yes, that's what I thought. Oh, and that's cobalt nardite. I mentioned that a couple different episodes about why don't we have more, because I had some out there. So we need to start sifting soul sand. That's the only thing we're not sifting. Well, we're not sifting dirt, but I think I've got everything that you get from dirt. So we need to set up a way to make soul sand, which we already know how to make it. I think we were doing it down here. You fill these with water, and then you put, was it dust? I don't even remember now. I think you put dust in it after it turns. You put water in here, and if it's next to the mycelium, it turns us to witch water. And I think you put dust in it, and then it changes to soul sand, and then we would send the soul sand outside. So the only bummer is the water. We're going to go through a lot of water, but I mean, I don't know what else you would do. You have to do that. We've got the tree farm, so we're making tons of leaves. Don't see the thing using as much water as we're making, but we could always make a bunch more of these as water instead of lava. I had made all this lava setup because I thought we were going to use a lot more lava, and we haven't really used that much. So I think what we're going to have to do is finish all of this stuff first before we can get into ME. So the first thing I need to do is I need to get some Steve's factory cable down here and run underneath all these barrels so we can send and receive stuff, and I'll go ahead and program that off camera, and we'll come back once I've got just that part of it functioning. Alright, I got this set up pretty simply. As soon as you pull out the soul sand, it's sand, not dust. I knew that didn't sound right. As soon as you pull out the soul sand, it'll fill it back up with water. It'll start making witch water. And once this witch water hits 100%, it'll put in a piece of sand, and it'll become soul sand. So we will see that here in just a couple seconds. And there's your soul sand. And then the process repeats. So I know it's not super crazy fast or anything. I don't think we need it to be. So we're making soul sand. I don't want to just go crazy on that because of it uses water. That's the biggest problem, is using the water. We'll have to keep an eye on this and make sure this isn't going down. So we're going to have to send that out here. We could kind of... I'm not sure the best way to do that. I'm thinking about adding maybe another activator and sieve just for soul sand, because we need to really push some soul sand through for a little bit. Let's do that. Let me make a sieve and another activator, and then we'll come back out here. So here's our sieve. I actually had one inside, so that's no big deal. And one piece of inventory cable, and then the activator until we see the back. There we go, because that is set to the back. Yes, and we'll actually make down an input. I could have left that there just so you know. We will make it first slot only. I don't know why I'm changing that. And there you go. So it should place it and sift it. Let's make sure we see something pop up. Not that. Can't quite see the sieve. Oh, there you go. Some nether quartz. 1, 2. Kind of look like more than 2. I don't remember how much was in here, though. 48? Yeah, there is 48. Did I take some out and use it? I thought there was 48 before. Let's see again. That might have been, yeah, it's crushed. Wish I could see in there. Let me pause for a second here. No, it's working. Okay, we got 53, 54. Alright, so we're making nether quartz. All I've got to do is find this autonomous activator, which, let's see, it's at -177, and set the Steves to send him soul sands. Let me do that. Alright, they all just disappeared, so I'm assuming I must have hooked that up properly. I do want to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This out here. Yeah. We'll wait here a second and see. Alright, it's working just fine now. I just set it to pull soul sand out of the bottom of these barrels and send it out to that autonomous activator. You saw a couple of them empty. You can't tell because it happens so fast, but if we go out here, let's see, we're up to 23 now. I went ahead and filled this up with cobblestone just so that when it gets to 64 it stops, just because I don't want it to waste water. I do think that our water's going down. I mean, obviously it's going down right there as we're looking at it because it's filling those barrels, but I don't think we're producing it fast enough, and we don't really have that much of a need for lava, so probably I'm going to switch all of these to water except for one. So let me do that real fast. Alright, I took the easy way out just to empty these. I got a bucket and picked up our blazing pyrotheum down there and fill it back up. And oh, I must have burned one up. Okay, let me grab a piece of dust. Yeah, let's just steal from here for the moment. Okay, so I'm gonna reprogram the same thing. It sends the leaves to these three. It's just gonna send the leaves to those. So let me do that, and then we'll see the finished product. I just switched over here to tell it to send leaves to those 4 that used to be lava, and I told it here to pull the water out of those 4. That sends it to the tank, so when we go out here, they should be full of leaves, and we should be making over twice the amount of water. Hey, look at that. So we were just doing 3, and now we're doing 7. And of course this one's 0.7, and the rest are 0.5. And we could make more of that stuff and get them all to 0.7. Or we could just make more crucibles, or who knows. Wow, we're way down. We'll have to... Let me monitor this for a few minutes here. we might need to... Well, this kind of should throttle itself, though. There's no room, right? Let's go down there and check that. That would be our... Yeah, see? So, maybe the water won't get used as fast. I definitely don't want to run out of water. That would be extremely bad. Okay, so 157. Let me, what time is it here? Let me look at my clock. Okay, let me wait 10 minutes and see where we're at. 156. Okay, it's only been 5 minutes, and it's definitely going down. So, I think what we'll do, because we already have a bunch of this, so it would be pretty simple here. Let me see. What do we have? 7 of these? I don't remember. No, we got 8 total, right? With the lava, and we've already got 1, so I need 7. And each one of these makes 2. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. Right? Each one makes 2. You need 1 to 1, and... Oh, no, that makes 2. Okay. Makes 100 millibuckets. Do you need 10 of those, then? Usually it's like 4 of stuff. Let's find out. Alright, so typically 4 would get me a bucket. No, it's not. Okay. So what did I give it? So that's 1 bucket's worth. Should be. Yeah. It should be empty then. Yep. Okay, so I need, what do I need? 660 of these? Okay, let me do that real fast. So this is the final bucket for out there. I actually think this one's going to go under the lava, so it's not really going to do anything for the water, but if we're going to try to make them all source blocks, might as well go all the way down. And right there, there we go. So it should be not flowing, so they should all be 0.7. I put covers on top too, just, you know, I already had them. So, okay, so they're all 0.7, so let's cover this up because they're just constantly catching fire. And they're going to make noise for a while because there's a bunch of blocks that fell down in there. And so, you know, it takes 5 minutes for them to despawn, and then that sound will go away. I also went ahead and knocked this power out. I just left that there, but I ran the power cable in inside. What are we looking at now? Okay, so what are we at? 1:49. Let me look at my clock here. Okay, so let's give this 10 minutes and come back and see where we're at. It's been 5 minutes again. I don't know why I say 10 when I come back in 5, but we're definitely going up now. So I think that's good. Good to go there. One thing I wanted to look at was the creating life quest, and I went down and we needed 120 and we were at like 150. Yeah, 150 exactly. There's a little bit of a problem I'm having. So we were going to redo the cow, because if we go outside first, let's go outside. We've got the cow and the chicken, and then the pig's way down there, because those are the 3 we did. I didn't care about the sheep. So the chicken is a 1-day cooldown, the cow's 2 days, and the pig's 2 days. And they both say completed, repeatable quest, cooldown on completion. Completed, repeatable, cooldown. So those are identical. And then this one's the same, except it's a 1-day. And if I go in here, I can select the task to bind it. This one I can go in. This one I can't. And I did the cow and the pig at the same time, and it's not like the timer hasn't finished. So I think there's a bug here. So let's go ahead and do the cow and the chicken. Select task. Oh, I need an egg. And we'll see about the pig, which is, of course, ironically, the one that I want the most. So we'll head over here. Bind that. I went ahead and already set everything back up. I believe, yep, that shuts off. And claim reward. Okay. So there's our chicken. Awesome. And then we're going to do the cow. And we need 8 leather. Select task and bind it. Put in the 8 leather. Okay. Turn this back on. Send it down and drum roll. Drum roll. There we go. Took a little longer that time. And claim reward. So there's the cow. And just trying to see here. I mean, clearly it's flashing because it's... Oh, look at that. Okay. There's got to be a reason why I couldn't do that. I don't know what it was. But, 7 rotten flesh and a gold nugget. So there's that. I was going to do the sheep too, but... And turn it on. I won't do the drum roll this time since it took a little longer last time. Any second now. And there we go. How much we got left? 12. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not enough. Not enough. Okay. I think this is still going in as we make mob essence. The other day when I did this and ran it out and ran it up, it stopped pulling the mob essence out and sending it to our dynamos because it was, Steve's was set to pull it out to the bottom. Alright, so this is the glitch episode. Not only have I been having problems with my mic, but Fraps just stopped recording and I did not notice. So what actually happened was I finished those quests, I got the eggs, I came up here, I put the eggs in to get our animals. I went to stop the recording and then noticed it was already stopped. So sorry you missed me putting those animals down. Oh, no, that's right, that doesn't work in this. So we've reached the wrapping up point. You just missed a little bit there, and it glitched earlier too, so I'm just having all sorts of issues. what we're going to do next time, we do need to get into the creating life and actually start breeding these animals. That is going to take some more of these MFR machines, but what I really want to do first is get into applied energistics, which is why we stopped this episode to set up all the production for nether quartz, and we're going to get AE system going next episode, and I'm going to be able to get rid of all these chests, and I won't have to hunt for things. And we might be able to like automate some things with that, or maybe we'll stay with Steve's. I don't know. We'll see. I will see you next time.